Hi, my name is Kacee Johnson. I am the strategic advisor at CPA.com, an AI CPA company. So today we are going to talk about riding the wave of digital disruption, which I am extremely passionate about because every time I open up any publication or my social media feeds, I am bombarded with the fears and negativity about all of the emerging trends and how they're going to put accountants out of business and replace accountants, rise of the machines. So I would like to flip that conversation to a new perspective, focusing on the opportunities and how firms should be embracing emerging technology and making it a way through proper strategy building to make the competition irrelevant, because this is the most exciting time to be in accounting, and technology is going to be an enabler of your growth and add to your competitive advantage, not something that disrupts you if you become the disruptor. So first, I'd like to address how we got here. The Uberization of professional services have unfortunately created this idea of commoditization around professional services. And we see it in lots of different ways. Everything from, if you were in legal, like a legal Zoom product, there's a few different solutions that are in accounting where it is selling direct to individuals or businesses so that they can perform accounting solutions or accounting tasks and normal services by themselves, cutting out the professional or else thereby lowering their costs. We don't want to do that. We want to increase the value of the accountants. So one thing that I noticed, putting on my marketer's hat, is that every firm is trying to differentiate themselves by repeating the mantra of quality. Well, there's two problems with that. First of all, it's unmeasurable. Second of all, it's short-lived. And the clients, your prospective clients, they automatically assume that you have quality work because you're a professional firm. So we need to completely eliminate that and instead focus on value-added services and differentiating your firm based upon a few different methodologies. First, the business strategy, which will include your marketing strategy, but also your innovation strategy. A recent PwC survey actually found that 77% of companies that outperform their peers had closely aligned business and innovation strategies. So when the business and innovation strategies were not aligned, or when there was no innovation strategy, then unfortunately you saw the numbers drop to either they were comparable with their peers in growth, and then unfortunately it dropped to even lower, to being behind their peers. Now understand that innovation does not equal technology, okay? Technology, again, is the enabler. It's a piece of the pie. So I am a big believer in two different types of strategies. There's either blue ocean strategy, which is focused on innovation and not worrying about the competition, instead talking to your current clients, figuring out new needs of the market that are not currently being serviced, and then you don't even have to worry about the competition because you create a whole new solution. The second would be the differentiation factor. To differentiate your firm, there's a few different ways we can do that. We can do it by price. Nope, cross that out. We never want to lower our price because now you're lowering your intrinsic value of your firm. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the others, which would be product, service. Those we can look at. What are we going to be offering? How are we going to be offering it? Most importantly, focusing on the convenience, and it's always about the client-centric, and we'll come back to that. Next would be building a strong brand that brings them in so that when they go to your website, it doesn't look like 9 out of 10 other CPA or accounting firm websites that are, again, repeating that mantra of quality. So next, we could focus on expertise to differentiate your firm. That could be credentials, certifications, and then it leads into specialization. So I'm a big fan of going towards the niches. If you specialize in something, you can now speak to their specific pain points, their needs. Pain points equal opportunities. Always remember that. That's what's going to make your firm innovative. That's why the riches are in the niches, because if you can specialize in one or two, maybe three, if you go past that, now you've specialized in everything and now you're a specialist in nothing. But specialization is another great way to differentiate your firm. Once you've decided on your business strategy and which way that you are going to differentiate your firm or else create new innovative solutions so that you don't have to worry about the competitors, we need to look at your innovation strategy. So that goes back to these disruptive technologies, okay? And of course, we want to be the disruptor. We don't want to be disrupted. So we have to be proactive. And in doing that, there is going to be a hype cycle. Now, unfortunately, when a emerging technology is introduced, it has a lot of hype that can sometimes have setbacks because the expectations of when adoption is going to happen are not usually realistic. So we go through with each of the technologies 5 different phases. First, we have the innovation trigger. Next, we have the peak of inflated expectations, and that's where we're really going to see most of the talk that is negative, or this is all not really going to come to fruition or not going to do what it's supposed to do. Next, we would have the trough of disillusionment, and then we would have the scope of enlightenment where it starts to come back up, and that's where we're starting to see the main adoption by users of technologies, and then we have the plateau of productivity. So when we're looking at the hype cycle and we're looking at emerging technologies and which ones you should be focusing on, because you can't, again, kind of like specialization, you can't focus on all of them and do it well. So we need to pick ones that we are going to really focus on adding new convenience or services to our firm. We are going to look back at this hype cycle and where different technologies are falling. Now, if I look at this hype cycle that we have plotted from CPA.com, the ones that stand out to me, so if you look at SaaS moving to the cloud, we have gone past the plateau of productivity and it has proven its value and has mass adoption. So you really can't stand out by that and differentiate because that's where the masses already are. So we need to go backwards on this. So next, once we move past software as a service and we go into the slope of enlightenment where things are going to start going up again into the mass adoption, we have big data and analytics. So I want you to think about business intelligence solutions like dashboards. Those would be something that we should already have adopted into our firm and pushed out to our clients so that we can build advisory services around those, be more proactive for our clients. So if we move one step back now, because we're really wanting to be innovative, we move into the AI sector. Okay, AI is starting to be implemented into a lot of the different technologies that we're using, and we need to understand how those work and how we can expand on those and enhance those solutions to really add more advisory services into our firm. Go back another step and we have blockchain, which I understand blockchain is a little scary to some people. They don't understand exactly what the platform is. A lot of people think that blockchain equals Bitcoin, but if you are interested in it, there are many different resources that we have on our website, as well as certifications through the AI CPA, which I would highly recommend maybe you look into if you really want to differentiate your firm with an emerging trend that isn't near the slope of enlightenment and be very innovative. So that same survey that we talked about earlier by PwC that talked about the business strategy and the innovation strategy being highly and closely aligned for success, there were 6 items that they found that top innovators did. Number 1 was that they aligned the innovation strategy with the business strategy. Number 2 was that they had company-wide cultural support. So it can't just be externally facing for the clients. This has to have full team buy-in by your employees and your staff. Do it before you invest in the technology, or else you're going to have very low adoption. Number 3 was that leadership was highly involved. So you can't have an innovation team and just assign it out and hope that they run with it. The leadership of the organization needs to be very involved. Next, it was that they based innovation on direct insights from their clients. That goes back to client-centric. We must understand exactly what works for our clients, what doesn't work, but more importantly, what their current pain points are and their inefficiencies so that we are deploying solutions that solve those. Next, number 5, they rigorously control project selection because, again, you can't do everything and do it well. You have to specialize. So choose one, and then you don't just stop there. Innovation is always evolving as a company is, but really invest in that one, do it well, do it right, and then look to your next innovative project. And then last, they were able to integrate them to create unique customer experiences because, again, if you think about innovative companies in the world, what is it that they're providing? They're providing convenience that changes our life. Uber, what has that done to the taxi business? Amazon, what has that done to the retail industry? It's not that Amazon put the retail industry out of business, it's that the retail industry was not client-centric. They didn't provide convenience, and they were not listening to their clients about what they wanted. Okay, so to wrap, tying all of this innovation business strategy back to the accountant, it is to move you out of record keeper into trusted advisor role. How do we do that? A, we have to transcend the routine. B, we have to develop specialized knowledge. C, we have to stay ahead of the automation wave. We can't let technology be our disruptor. We need to be the disruptor by allowing technology to enable us and our competitive advantage. Next, be valued for our expertise and our insights. That comes back to the specialization. And last, we need to translate data into wisdom because all of these amazing tools that are out there for our clients to be able to take advantage of, they're not going to understand what it's telling them. That's your role. That's your job. That's how you stand out and become an innovator and utilize these technologies to make yourself more valuable because, again, that mantra of quality work is expected, but adding additional value to their business, that is where you're going to stand out.